So this is the first step we are going to use. And solving this further, we have this to be 2s equal 2ut plus 2 cancel out 2 here, we have a t squared. So rewriting this equation, we are going to have a t squared plus 2ut minus 2s equals 0. Now looking at this, I can say that this is a quadratic equation. Don't forget that a quadratic equation looks like this: as squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is the form of a quadratic equation. Now solving this, we can't use factorization method, neither can we use the completing the square method, but the best approach that we can use here is using the quadratic formula approach. And using the quadratic formula approach, the formula for that is t equals minus b plus or minus b square root minus 4ac everything over 2a. So using the approach, it shows that our a remains a, our b equals 2u, which is the coefficient of t, and c is minus 2s, which is the constant term. So we are substituting this in. So t equals minus b, which is minus 2u, plus or minus square root of b squared, which is 2u all squared, minus 4ac, which is 4. A still remains as a, and our c, which is minus 2s. Don't forget, everything multiplied by 2a. Solving this further, we have that our t equals minus 2u plus or minus square root 2u all squared gives what? 4u squared. Minus times minus, or let's say negative sign times negative, gives positive. 4 times 2 gives 8as. Everything over 2a. The next step, by solving further, we have that our t equals minus 2u plus or minus root. Looking at this, we can possibly factorize out 4, which is common to both sides, which is 4 into bracket u squared plus 2as L over 2a. And here we have our t to be equal minus 2u plus or minus, we can possibly find the square root of 4, and that is what? 2 root u squared plus 2as all over 2a. From this, it is very obvious that 2 is common to both sides here, so our t equals 2 into bracket minus u plus or minus root u squared plus 2as all over 2a. 2 cancel out 2. And finally, you can say that t equals minus u plus or minus root u squared plus 2as all over a. So this is what we have when we simplify further using the quadratic formula approach. So making the t subject of the formula, this is what we are going to have. You can see that your t is on the left hand side while the other variables are on the right hand side. So see you next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have suggestions that can improve the quality of our videos or the contents, kindly put it in the comment section. And if you want us to solve a particular question for you or topic, put it in the comment section also. Share our videos. See you next video. Thank you.
Good day, viewers. Welcome to Algebra class. Today we'll be having questions on algebraic fraction. And there's one interesting thing about this topic. Aside from it being an algebraic fraction, it has the application of difference of two squares. It also has the application of quadratic equation. So we are going to factorize. We are going to learn like 2 or 3 things from this question. Please, I want you to take your pen and your paper and pull down the writing. And pull down something for you to write. So now looking at this question, looking at the numerator, we have 5a squared minus 5b squared. The first thing that will come to your mind is that it has something in common, right? Which is what? 5. They both have 5 in common. So the first thing you have to do is to factorize. So here we have 5 into brackets. You will be left with what here? Here we will be left with a squared. So here you have a squared minus what? B squared. Okay? Everything divided by what? Now looking at the denominator, do we have anything in common? Yes. Here we have 25. 25 can go in 50 and 25 here also. So we have 25 in common. So here we have 25. Into bracket, you will be left with a square here and 2ab here. So here you have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay? So we've been able to do the first part of the work. Now there's something about difference of two squares that you really need to understand. When you have two values, okay? Two values, two different entities, in which each of the value is being squared and they are separated by times, we make use of what? Difference of two squares. So the same thing will be applicable here. Looking at the numerator, here we have 5 into bracket. The method of difference of two squares is that we are looking at the addition of the two values and also the subtraction, in which the two will be multiplied together. So the general form of difference of two squares is that here we are having a square minus b square. So you are having a plus b, which is the addition, okay, multiplied by the difference, which is a minus b. And when you try to open the bracket, you are still going to get what you have there. Okay. So now for our denominator, our 25 is out here into bracket a square plus 2ab plus b square. In this case, we are making use of factorization approach. Okay. So here you have your a square. Here we have 2ab can be split into ab plus ab, okay? That means 2ab can be split into ab and ab. Not just that, the first thing that will come to your mind is that we have a square plus b square here, which is the same thing as a square b square, okay? And here we have 2ab, so let's have that here, 2ab, okay? So now we are looking for two values such that when you multiply, you have this. When you add, you have this. Okay? When you multiply, you have the product of these two, and when you add, you have this. So here we are making use of AB and AB. AB plus AB gives 2AB. AB times AB gives what? A square, B square. Okay? Thank you. So, closed. So, sorry, please. We have plus B squared. Okay? Now, let's proceed. So, the numerator still remains the same. We have our 5 into bracket. A plus B, okay, open bracket. A minus B, okay? But our denominator, we need to factorize. We have our 25 here into bracket. a into brackets, okay? There's a need for us to factorize this and this, okay? So we have a into bracket a plus b, okay? Plus also there's a need for us to factorize this and this, okay? B is common to both sides. Let's factorize that. B into bracket a plus b, okay? Now, from what we have here, a plus b is common. Bring it out. That means you factorize it, and you'll be left with also a and b. So, repeating the numerator, we have a plus b, a minus b, all over 25 into bracket a plus b twice now, a plus b. So this is how I arrived at that. A plus b is common, bring it out, and you are left with what? A plus b. Okay? So now there's a need for us to cut out. Okay? In this case now, a plus b can easily cancel a plus b. Okay? Because they are separated by times and they are single entity because they are in the brackets. So it can cancel out. So you'll be left with what? Okay, not just only that. Yeah, 5 here 1, 5 here 5. Okay? So finally, we'll be left with a minus b as our numerator. Now as the denominator, we have 5 into bracket a plus b. Okay? And this is our final answer. Thank you very much for watching our videos. Please remember to subscribe and also share our videos. Thank you very much. See you next time. Welcome to Algebra class. Today we'll be solving this mind-blowing math puzzle.
Hello viewers, welcome to Algebra class. Today I will be factorizing this equation using an easy approach. Okay, now we have 18x squared plus 9x minus 335 equals 0. This is a quadratic equation, and I will be using factorization approach in doing this. And this is what I'm going to use. Here we have 18x squared plus 9x minus 35 equals 0. The first thing we do is that here we have the 18x. Don't worry about the square, leave it. Okay, close the bracket, open another bracket. We have the 18x, close the bracket. Okay, and the next thing for us to do is that how do we go about this? Looking at this, we have 18x squared and 35. Okay, just leave the 9x alone. Here we have that 18 multiplied by 35. Okay, we have that our 18 multiplied by what? 35. And in doing this, we can split this into two factors. That we have 3 times 6. Okay, 3 times 6 gives 18. While 35 also, we have that we have 5 times 7. This also gives what? 35. Our objective is this. We are looking for two values such that when it is being added together, it gives plus 9. Okay, that is our objective. Now, let's pick these two together. Multiply this, multiply this. Okay, 6 multiplied by 5 gives 30. Okay, we minus, you subtract it from the multiple of this. 3 multiplied by 7 is minus 21. Okay, and 30 minus 21 gives 9 plus 9. So we have this. Okay, so in this case now we have plus 30 minus 21. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to look for the multiple of, we are going to look for the HCF that can divide this, that is the highest common factor that can possibly divide 18 and 30. Okay, and the HCF is 6. So we are dividing this by 6. Okay, and the HCF of this also, the highest common factor that can divide this, that can go in this, is what? 3. Okay, it is an equation, so I'm going to equate it to 0. So in this case now, we have that 6 here 1, 6 here 3, 6 here 1, 6 here 5. So in this first bracket, we have that we have 3x plus 5. Okay, and in this 3 here 1, 3 here 7, 3 here 1, sorry please, 3 here 1, 3 here 6, 3 here 1, 3 here 7. So we are left with 6x minus 7 equals 0. Okay, simplifying this further, we have that we can possibly equate each of it, which is 3x plus 5 equals 0, or 6x minus 7 equals 0. Okay, simplifying this further, we have that our 3x, if this comes here, equals minus 5, or 6x equals 7. Okay, dividing both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 3, here we have x equals minus 5 over 3, or over 6, we have x equals 7 over 6. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please do subscribe and also share our videos. See you next time. Thank you very much. Good day, viewers. Welcome to Ajadi Math Class. Please, before we proceed, kindly click on the subscription button. Subscribe, please. Now, today we want to make Q subject of the formula from this equation, and for us to do that, we have to move this to the left hand side first. So here we have P minus 1. If 1 is coming to this side, it turns to minus sign. Okay, equals M into bracket X plus Q all over S. Okay, the next thing for us to do is to cross multiply. So here we have S into bracket P minus 1 equals, you can expand this, MX plus MQ. Okay, now after that, you can bring out your bracket here, open your bracket. We have SP minus X equals MX plus MQ. We are making Q subject of the formula. Then you can move this to the left hand side. Here we have SP minus MX minus X. So this coming to this side comes to negative, equals MQ. So making Q subject of the formula, make Q the subject of the formula by dividing through by the coefficient of Q, which is M. Finally, our Q equals SP minus MX minus S all over M. Thank you very much, and please subscribe to our channel and share our videos. Thank you. Hello viewers, welcome to Ajadi Math Class. If this is your first time of watching our videos, please kindly subscribe. To our returning viewers, we say a very big thank you to you. Today, we'll be factorizing this quadratic expression using the completing the square method. Now here we have 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 equals to what? 0. Now simplifying this, the first method, the first approach is to divide through by the coefficient of the x squared. And like we all know that our x squared is what? The coefficient is 2. So dividing through by the coefficient, which means over 2, over 2, over 2. Okay? Over 2. So with this, we have x squared plus 3x over 2 minus 5 over 2 equals 0. Okay, now with this, we have x squared plus 3x over 2. Moving this to the right hand side, we have 5 all over 2. Now, the next step is to add half of the coefficient of x to both sides. Okay, add half of the coefficient of x to both sides. Okay, and the coefficient of x here is 3 over 2. So we have x squared plus 3x over 2 plus is not only the half of the coefficient. So we are multiplying this. Half of the coefficient of this means half times what is here, which is 3 over 2. And we are going to square it. Okay? So the same thing will be done to the right hand side. We have 5 over 2 before. The half of the coefficient is half times the coefficient of x, which is 3 over 2. And we are going to do what? Square this. Now, the next line, we have x squared plus 3x all over 2 plus 1 times 3 gives 3, 2 times 2 gives 4 equals 5 all over 2 plus the same thing will be replicated here, 3 over 4 all squared. Solving this further, we have that this and this, we have x plus 3 over 4 all squared. If you want to confirm this, just try to expand this, okay, by writing this twice and try to expand the bracket. We are going to get this again. So that is a shortcut. You can confirm that. Equals 5 all over 2 plus 3 raised to power 2 gives 9, 4 raised to power 2 gives 16. Now solving the right hand side, the LCM gives 16. So 2 in 16 is 8. 8 times 5 gives 40. 16 in 16 is 1. Multiplied by 9, we have what? 9. So we have x plus 3 over 4 all squared equals 40 plus 9 gives what? 49 all over 16. So our next step now is to square root both sides, and the reason for that is that we want to eliminate the square here. So square root both sides, we have the square root cancelling out the square. So the left hand side will remain x plus 3 over 4 equals the square root of 49 is what? 7. The square root of 16 is what? 4. And in this case, we are not having only 4, we are having plus or minus. That means the value of the square root of this can take the value of plus 7 or minus 7, and the same thing with what? The denominator. Now solving this further, we have that our x, so possible answer for the x is going to be 2 values now, equals minus 3 over 4 plus or minus 7 over 4. Okay, so let's solve further. That is, this can be interpreted as we having x equals minus 3 over 4 plus 7 over 4, or minus 3 over 4 minus 7 all over 4. So the LCM for this is 4. 4 in 4 is 1 times minus 3, we have minus 3. 4 in 4 is 1. Multiplied by 7, we have 7. Or the same thing with this. Here we are going to have minus 3 minus 7. So the next line, we have that the value for x is minus 3 plus 7 is what? 4 all over 4. Or minus 3 minus 7 is what? 10 all over minus 10 all over 4. So lastly, we have that our x will be 4 all over 4 gives 1, while minus 10 all over 4 gives minus 5 all over 2. So we have these two as our answer. Thank you very much, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next video. Thank you. Hello viewers, welcome to Algebra class. Please, if this is the first time of watching our videos, kindly subscribe, and to our returning viewers, we say a very big thank you to you. Now today we'll be solving this question. We have 1 over 5th root of 6y minus 5 equals 0 factorial. Mathematically speaking, we know that 0 factorial is equivalent to what? 1. It is the same as 1. You can press your calculator to confirm that. So that shows this is taking the place of what? 1. So here we have 1 over the 5th root of 6y minus 5 equals 1. So the next thing we are doing here is to what? Cross multiply. This multiply this while this multiply this. So if this multiply this, we have the 5th root of 6y minus 5 to be equals to 1 times 1, we have 1. Now, the method of indices will be used there. And for us to do that, we are going to raise the power of both sides by what? 5. So we raise the power of both sides by what? 5. So raising the power of both sides by 5, so 5 can cancel the 5th root. I hope you know this in indices. Okay. So here we have 6y minus 5. 1 raised to power anything is what? 1. So from here we have 6y equals 1. If minus 5 is coming to the right hand side, it turns to plus 5. So we have 6y equals 6. Divide both sides by the coefficient of y, which is what? 6, which is what? 6. Finally, our y equals 1. Thank you, and please don't forget to share our videos. See you in the next video. Subscribe. Welcome to Algebra class. If this is the first time of watching our videos, please kindly subscribe. And to our returning viewers, we say a very big thank you to you. And today we are asked to make the subject of the formula s. Okay, we want to make s the subject of the formula. Now doing this, the first thing that comes to your mind when you have a fraction is to find the what? The LCM. Let me just solve directly here. And my LCM here will be what? NR. Okay, 1 in NR is still NR. Multiplied by s, I have NRS. Okay, multiplied plus NR in NR is 1, multiplied by the numerator, which is SM squared. I have my SM squared, which is equals to P. So the next thing for us to do is to do what? Is to cross multiply. So here I have NPR. This multiplied by this gives me NPR equals NRS plus SM squared. Now looking at these two, since we want to make s the subject of the formula, we can possibly factorize what? S. So here we have NPR equals s is common, so I'm left with NR plus m squared. And since I'm making s the subject of the formula, let me just divide through by the coefficient of s, which is NR plus m squared over NR plus m squared. So this can possibly cancel out this, and finally my s is NPR over NR plus m squared. This is my final answer, and yeah, this is my final answer. And please do subscribe to my channel. See you next video. Thank you. I'll be solving this question on indices. So here it can be written as 12x raised to power 12 divided by 3x raised to power 3. 3 in 3 is 1. 3 in 12 is 4. Okay, here I'm going to have 4x raised to power 12 divided by s raised to power 3. And this can be written as 4s raised to power 12, the division sign from indices is going to turn to negative of 3. Okay, so here I have 4s raised to power 9. This is my answer. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next video. Hello viewers, welcome to Algebra class. Today we'll be solving this question on the determinant of a matrix. If this is the first time of watching our videos, please kindly subscribe. And to my returning viewers, I say a very big thank you to you. Now in this question, if the determinant of 5, 3x and 2 equals the determinant of 3, 5, 4 and x, find the value of x. You can watch some of our previous videos on matrices to have prerequisite knowledge on determinant of a matrix. And now, going forward to solve this, I have that the rule for determinant is the product of this minus the product of this. So the product of this minus the product of this, that is the rule of determinant of a matrix. And in solving that, that shows that we are having 5 multiplied by 2 minus 3 multiplied by x equal 3 multiplied by 5 minus 5 multiplied by 4. So here I am having 5 multiplied by 2 to be what? 10 minus 3 multiplied by x, 3x equals 3 multiplied by 5, 15 minus 5 multiplied by 4, 20. Okay, now from this I'm having 10 minus 3x equals 15 minus 20 gives minus 5. So making the 3x subject of the formula here, I'm having minus 3x equals minus 5. This coming to this gives minus 10. So here I'm having minus 3x to be equals to minus 5 minus 10 gives minus 15. Dividing both sides by the coefficient of x, which is minus 3, minus 3. Finally, the value of my x is what? 5. This cancel out and we have this. Thank you, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next video. Asked to express this in standard form, this can be expressed as 43 times 10 raised to power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 5 multiplied by 2 times 10 raised to power 3. 43 times 2 give what? 86 times 10 raised to power minus 5 plus 3. And here I'm having 86 times 10 raised to power minus 2. So this shows that this can be expressed as what? 8.6 times 10 raised to power minus 1 times 10 raised to power minus 2. And from here, plus 1. And from here we have 8.6 times 10 raised to power minus 1. Thank you, and please subscribe. Hello viewers, welcome to Algebra math class. Today we'll be solving question on inequality. If this is your first time of watching our videos, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. And to my returning viewers, I say a very big thank you to you. Now looking at this question, I have 1/5 of y plus 1 over 5 less than half of y plus 2 over 5. So here there's a need for me to rewrite the question in a more convincing way. This can be written as y over 5 plus 1 over 5 less than y over 2 plus 2 over 5. And the next thing for us to do is to what? Collect like terms. So this is coming to this side, while this is going to the what? To the right hand side. So I'm going to have y over 5. So this coming here is going to be y minus y over 2 less than 2 over 5. This coming to this right hand side is going to turn to negative of 1 over 5. Now solving this further, there's a need for me to find the LCM. The LCM of 5 and 2 is what? 10. While the LCM of 5 and 5 is what? 5. So solving the left hand side, 5 in 10 is 2. Multiplied by y, I have 2y. Minus 2 in 10 is what? 5. Multiplied by y, I have 5y. Less than 5 in 5 is 1. Multiplied by 2, I have 2. Minus 5 in 5 is 1. Multiplied by 1, I have 1. So 2y minus 5y gives minus 3y over 10. Less than 2 minus 1 is what? 1 over 5. So the next thing
sorry. Yeah, the next thing for me to do is to do what? Is to cross multiply. So by cross multiplying, we are going to treat this less than sign as equals to. So the same rule will be applicable, just that there are some changes that will be made. So this, I have 5 times minus 3y less than 10 times 1, which is 10. So dividing both sides by 5, with this I have 5 cancel out 5, 5 here 1, 5 here 2. So here I'm having minus 3y less than 2. So the coefficient of y in this case is what? Minus 3. So dividing both sides by the coefficient of y, which is minus 3, with this I will be having y, this cancel out this. There's a rule of inequality that says that whenever we are dividing by negative sign, the inequality sign will change. So since we are dividing by negative sign, it's going to alter the value of this inequality. So with this, I'm going to have what? Minus 2 all over 3. So this is my answer. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe. See you next video. Thank you.
Welcome to Algebra class. Today we shall be having an exciting video for my dear country, Nigeria. This is specially made for my country, Nigeria, which is 62 today. Now, looking at the question we have here, we have that log 3 into bracket n minus 35 equals 2 raised to power 2 into base of 9 raised to power half. Now, let's go. So we want to show that n is 62, where n is the same thing as Nigeria. So we have here that our log 3 into bracket n minus 35 equals 2 raised to power 2, which is the same thing as 4. And the base here is 9 raised to power half. Okay? So the next line is for us to have log. You can distribute this bracket, which is going to give you what? 3n minus 3 times 35 is going to give us 105 equals 4. And the base, which is the same thing as 3 raised to power 2 times 1 over 2. So here we have that log, let's put this in a bracket. So log 3n minus 105, the base now, the 2 is going to cancel out, and we have 3 as the base, which is equals to 4. So don't forget the rule of indices that say, a rule of logarithm that says log a into base b equals c. This is going to give us a equals b raised to power c. So here we have a to be equals to 3n minus 105. So we have 3n minus 105 equals b, which is the same as 3. The b is the base raised to power this, which is 4. So we have 3n minus 105 equals 3 raised to power 4 is the same as 81. So from here, we have that our 3n equals 81 plus 105. So we have 3n to be equals to 186. So dividing both sides by the coefficient of n, which is 3. So here we have that our n equals 3 here 1, 3 in 18 is 6, 3 in 6 is 2. So we have our n to be equals to 62. Therefore, we have that Nigeria is 62. Thank you very much, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'm having x squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 0. So I'm using the quadratic formula approach. So the first thing you do, what is the coefficient of x squared? The coefficient of x squared is 1. But in mathematics, we can decide not to write the 1. So you know that any number that is with this should be 1. So using this general formula I gave you initially, ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So what is my a? From here, you agree with me that my a is what? 1. Abi? What about my b? Which is the coefficient of x. This is my b. The number standing with x, which is what? 7. Okay? What about my c? The one that really no x, which is 10. So we want to plug in these values into this general quadratic formula. So plugging this into this, we have that our x equals b, negative b, which is negative 7. We are plugging in this value of b plus or minus root b squared, which is 7 to the power of 2, minus 4 multiplied by a, which is 1, multiplied by c, which is what? 10. 2 multiplied by, what is that? 2a. By a is what? 1. So, with this, we have that my x equals negative 7 plus or minus root 7 to the power of 2 is 49 minus 4 times 1 times 10 gives 40, all over 2 times 1, which is 2. So continuing from this, I have that my x equals negative 7 plus or minus square root 49 minus 40 is going to give what? 9 over 2. So with this, we have that x equals negative 7 plus or minus, what is square root of 9? 3 over 2. So here we have x equals negative 7 plus 3. So because we are going to have two possible values, it's either it's plus or minus 3. So the first one is plus 3 over 2, the negative 7 minus 3 over 2. So here, my x equals negative 7 plus 3 is what? Negative 4 over 2. Or negative 7, negative 3 is going to give you negative 10 over 2. So my x equals negative 4 over 2 is what? Negative 2 or negative 5. So you can plug in these two values into the given equation. You can see that we're going to have the same thing. So you using your quadratic formula, your factorization approach, you're still going to get the same answer. Just that one thing about this quadratic formula is that no matter what, even if your answer is in decimal, it's going to give you the accurate answer. But when it comes to the factorization, if your answer is in decimal, you are going to encounter problem and you won't be able to go forward. So just know this formula, plug in the coefficients, and you're going to get your final answer. So for today, we are going to stop here, and in our next class tomorrow, we shall continue with what? With the completing the square method. Please kindly subscribe to this channel and also like this video. Put your suggestion in the comment section. Any topic you want us to treat, put it in the comment section, and I'm going to do justice to that. Thank you very much. See you next time. Hello viewers, welcome to the math class. So solving this question, we have x to the power of 4 written as x squared to the power of 2 minus 4 equals to 0. So this is the same thing as saying x squared to the power of 2 minus 2 to the power of 2 equals to 0. Don't forget the formula of difference of two squares when you have a squared minus b squared to be equals to a minus b, a plus b. So using the same approach here, so I'm going to have x squared minus 2, x squared plus 2 equals 0. So here, I'm going to have that x squared minus 2 equals to 0, or x squared plus 2 equals to 0. So here I have that my x squared equals to 2, or x squared equals negative 2. So with this, I'm going to have that my x is plus or minus root 2, or my x is plus or minus negative 2, root 2. So in this case, my x is going to be plus or minus root 2i. Thank you very much for watching my videos. See you next time. Thank you.
Hello viewers, welcome to Algebra class. Today we will solve the question. We have that if x over y equals to 2 and y over b equals to 3, then find the value of x plus y over y plus b. In solving this question, the first approach we're going to do is that we divide everything by y. So we're going to do this x over y plus y over y. This division, let me just put this as this to make our work look more easier. So I'm going to have this y over y plus b over y. So with this, we're going to have x over y plus y over y gives 1 divided by y over y here gives 1 plus b over y. Now looking at this, we have that y over b equals to 3. And here we are having b over y. That shows that the reciprocal of this, you have y over b equals to 3. That is, if you find the reciprocal, it's going to be the inverse of it. For better still, just equals you have y equals to 3. Dividing both sides by 3y by 3y. So here we're going to have 1 equals to b over y. So like flipping this 3 over 1 and flipping this, you have 1 over 3. So plugging in the value x over y here is given to us 2. Then we have 2 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 over 3. So 2 plus 1 gives 3 divided by 1 plus 1 over 3 gives 4 over 3. Using the rule of odd mass, here we have 3. The division sign is going to change. And when the division sign changes, the rule is going to flip this. That is, 3 comes up and 4 goes down. 3 multiplying 3, we have 9 over 4. There's our answer. Thank you very much for watching. Please click the link and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time. Hello viewers, welcome back to another class. Today we want to algebra. Here we have g equals xy plus half ky. We want to make y the subject of the formula. So the first step for us to do here is to multiply through by 2. Okay, so doing that, here multiplying each of the terms by 2. Here I'm going to have 2g equals 2xy plus ky squared. Now looking at this, writing this can be written as
ky squared plus 2xy minus 2g equals to 0. And I can tell you that this is a quadratic term. And the easiest way for us to do this is to use a quadratic formula approach. So to break it down here, we're going to have that my a, which is the coefficient of y, is going to be k, y squared is going to be k. My b, which is the coefficient of y, is going to be 2x. And finally, c is going to be negative 2g. So using the quadratic formula approach, here y is going to be minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So with this, we need to plug in what the values of a is, b is, and also what c is. So plugging in those values here, I'm going to have that my y equal negative 2x plus or minus root b squared is going to be 2x all squared minus 4ac. 4a is k. C is what? Negative 2g. Everything over 2 multiplied by k. So solving this further, here I have my y equals to negative 2x plus or minus root. Here, 2x squared to the power of 2 is going to give me 4x squared. Negative times negative is going to be what? Plus 8kg all over 2k. So, simplifying this further, here I can have this to be negative 2x plus or minus root. Factorizing 4 out here, I will be left with x squared plus kg all over 2k. So going forward, the square root of 4 is 2. So this can be written as negative 2x plus or minus 2 root x squared plus kg all over 2k. So 2 is common to both terms. So possibly we can factor out 2. So factoring out 2, I have 2. This is going to be left with negative x plus or minus root x squared plus kg over 2k. So looking at this, 2 can possibly cancel out 2. And finally, I'm going to have y equals negative x plus or minus root x squared plus kg over k. This is going to be my final answer. So yeah, you can have negative x plus this root over k, or negative x minus negative this root over k. Thank you very much for watching my videos. If you have any suggestion or contribution, you can put it in the comment section. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.
Welcome to Algebra class. Today we will be talking about algebra, and here we want to solve for x. Now looking at this question, we have 3x plus 2 over 1 equals 2x minus 8 over 2. Now looking at this, we can see from here that this
here we can do what is known as cross multiply, because this is an algebraic term. This is another algebraic term. And for you to simplify this algebraic term, we are having equals to here. Before I proceed with this, let me just take you through some of the rules of algebra. Now, take for instance, we have a fraction. We have a over b plus c over d. When you have two fractions separated by addition or subtraction, either one of the two, so the first thing you need to do, you can use two methods. The first one is to find the LCM, which is known as the lowest common multiple. Okay, is that how you find the LCM, or you multiply by the common factor? Okay, by the common multiple. You multiply both sides by the common multiple. That's the alternative way of doing this. So, but when you have these two fractions separated by multiplication, so what you need to do is to multiply out. You can multiply the numerator and then multiply the denominator. So that is the best way for you to do that. And thirdly, if you have these two fractions separated by the division sign, if two fractions is being separated by division sign, for you to do this, then you can do this as a over b, change the division sign to multiplication. And if that is done, you're going to find the reciprocal of this, which is reciprocal of c over d. So the reciprocal of c over d is the same thing as d over c. So that is the second approach. Now, the last one is when you have two fractions separated by the equal sign. So when you have two fractions separated by the equal sign, the approach to use is known as the cross multiply. If you want to cross multiply, it's just like something like this. So like X sign. So let me clean this up. So here now we need to use the approach known as the cross multiplication approach. So by using the cross multiplication approach, here you can have this multiplying this. That is, this multiplying this, and the denominator here multiplying the numerator. So they are going to cross like this. So by doing that, here you have 2 in parentheses multiplying 3x plus 2 equal 1 multiplying the numerator on the right hand side, 2x minus 8. Okay? So by doing this, here we have 2 multiplying 3x. Here you have 6x. 2 multiplying 2. Here I have 4. Equal 1 multiplying 2x gives 2x. 1 multiplying negative 8 gives negative 8. So by proceeding, here I'm having 6x. So my 2x, this is just approach. You can add negative 2x to both sides. And either way, you can collect like terms. And so by collecting like terms, you can have 6x. If 2x is coming to the left-hand side, you're going to have negative 2x equal negative 8. If positive 4 is going to the right-hand side, you're going to have negative 4. So 6x minus 2x. These are the same thing. These are like terms. This is having coefficient. This is having variable of x. And the coefficient of 6 and 2 respectively here. And here we are not having any variable. So they are like terms. So here we have 6x minus 2x. I have 4x. Negative 8, negative 4. Here I'm having negative 12. So dividing both sides by the coefficient of x. What's the coefficient of x? Which is 4. So here I'm going to have x equals what? Negative 3. So that's what I have for this. Before I proceed, if you have any question, you can put it in the comment section. So you can put it in the comment section. And another example I'm going to have, after this, is 3 over 3 equals to 1. Now, looking at this, we have two rules of fraction here. The first rule is that we are having two fractions separated by negative sign, and also we're having another fraction which is having equals to 1. So what we need to do is to look for the common factor here. 2 multiplied by 3 gives 6. Okay? Now, that's the LCM of 2 and 3, which gives 6. So the next thing is to multiply both sides by what? By 6, which is the LCM. Okay? So multiplying both sides by 6 here, I'm going to have 6, 3x minus 2 over 2 minus 6, 2x minus 3 over 3 equals 6 multiplied by 1. So by doing this, then we need to bring out the parentheses by distributing 6. Or true. Or before you distribute 6, 2 here 1, 2 here 3. It's possible because this is a single fraction. You can perform the basic operation. 3 here 1, 3 here 2. So here I'm going to have 3 into bracket 3x minus 2 minus 2 into bracket 2x minus 3 equals 6 multiplied by 1 gives 6. Now looking at this here, we don't have any denominator again. So we get rid of the denominator. So multiplying this out, we have 3 multiplied by 3x gives 9x minus 3 multiplied by 2 gives what? 6. Minus 2 multiplied by 2x gives 4x. Negative 2 multiplied by negative 3 gives 6 equals 6. So going forward here I'm having collection of like terms. So to collect my like terms here, I'm having 9x minus 4x minus 6 plus 6 equals 6. So negative 6 plus 6 cancel out. 9x minus 4x gives 5x equals 6. So dividing both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 5. Here I'm going to have what? X to be equals to 6 over 5. Lastly, you can say this is the same thing as 1 whole number 1 over 5 in mixed fraction. Welcome back to Algebra class. Today we want to solve for x in this equation. Now doing this, the question looks a little bit cumbersome, but don't worry, I'm here for you. Now, first to do this, the first thing you need to do is to apply logarithm. So applying logarithm to this, we have log in base 10, 2x plus 6 to the power of x squared minus 9 equal log 1. So the rule of logarithm, then we can move this down here. So here I'm going to have x squared minus 9 log 2x plus 6 equal log 1 is the same thing as 0, provided it is in base 10, which is natural log. We have this. We have two options. It shows that it's either this is equals to 0 or this equals to 0. So let's split that into 2. So either you have x squared minus 9 equals to 0, or we have log 2x plus 6 equals to 0. Now let's solve this first. Solving this first, looking at this, we have that x squared minus 9. This is a form of what? Completing the square, because 9 is a perfect square. So using the completing the square approach, this is going to give us x squared, x minus 3, x plus 3 equals to 0. So this shows that my x equals to plus or minus 3. That is for this. Now coming back here, I have log 2x plus 6 equals to 0. Applying log to both sides again, the exponent to both sides. The exponent sign is going to cancel out this log, whereby you have 2x plus 6, and to 0 is going to give you 1. So here you can have 2x equals 1 minus 6. Here, 2x equals negative 5. Dividing both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 2, then my x can be equals to negative 5 over 2. Now looking at this, we've gotten 3 solutions for x, but we need to confirm if all the 3 solutions are valid. Here, I can say finally my x equals to positive 3 and negative 5 over 2. Why? What about negative 3? Because here, this means my x is either plus 3 or minus 3. If you plug in negative 3 into this equation, this is going to be 0. And this is going to be 0. So 0 to the power of 0 cannot be the same thing as 1. So that shows that what? That shows that negative 3 does not fit into this equation. So my final equation is going to be positive 3 and negative 5 over 2. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Please just subscribe to this channel, then share this video. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye. And viewers, welcome to the Algebra class. Today we want to solve for x in this equation. Here we have a to the power of x equals to 16. Here we are going to use 2 methods to solve this. The first method I'm going to use is the use of indices. Here we know that 8 can be written as 2 to the power of 3. That is, 2 times 2 times 2 gives 8. Here, to the power of x equals 16. Can be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is, 2 to the power of 4. So, using the rule of indices, where you have a to the power of m, n is the same thing as a to the power of m times n. So adopting the same approach here, I'm going to have 2 to the power of 3x equals 2 to the power of 4. And don't forget the rule of indices that also says that a to the power of n equals a to the power of n, provided the bases are the same. Then you can equate the power. Here you can have m equals to n. So since I'm having the same base here, then I can easily equate the power. Here I'm going to have 3x equals to 4. And here my x equals to 4 over 3. That's method 1. Let's go here. Here I'm going to use the same method. Hereby I'm having a to the power of x equals 16. This is for method 2. Here I'm going to use the rule of logarithm. By applying logarithm to both sides, here I'm having log in base 10. 8 to the power of x equals log in base 10, which is the natural log 16. So using the same rule of indices here, I'm having log 2 to the power of 3x equal log 2 to the power of 4. The rule of logarithm says that when you have log a to the power of b, then you can easily move your b behind the logarithm, which is going to be b log a. So do the same thing down here, which is going to be 3x log 2 equal, moving 4 down here, I'm going to have 4, 2. So since we are having log 2 outside, then it can cancel out, whereby I'm going to have 3x equals 4. Dividing both sides by the coefficient of x, then my coefficient of x, which is 3, then my x can be 4 over 3. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to go to my YouTube channel and click on the subscribe button to get notified of my subsequent videos. Thank you very much. Hello viewers, welcome to another math class. Today we want to solve for x in this equation. Here I'm having 4 to the power of 2x plus 1 plus 16 equals 65. This dot sign in mathematics represents product, which is the same thing as multiplication, times 4 to the power of x. Here I'm going to use quadratic approach, although this is just a typical algebraic question. Now, breaking this down here, 4 to the power of 2x plus 1. Don't forget the rule of indices that says that what? A to the power of b plus c is the same thing as a to the power of b multiplied by a to the power of c. So here I'm having 4 to the power of 2x multiplied by 4 to the power of 1, the same base must be intact, plus 16 equal 65 times 4 to the power of x. So now, let 4 to the power of x be equals to y. Then, plugging in 4 to the power of x equals y into this equation here, I'm going to have y to the power of 2. Look at this. Here I'm having 4 to the power of 2x, which is the same thing as 4 to the power of x. Then this can be y, then this can be 2. So that's how I got my y squared times 4 plus 16 equal 65 times y. So here, y to the power of 2 multiplied by 4 is going to give me y squared. Bringing this down here, I'm going to have negative 65y plus 16 equals 0. Looking at this is a quadratic equation. Then, solving this further, I need two factors such that when the two factors is being multiplied together, it's going to give me the product of this. And when it is added together, I'm going to have this. The rule is this. Here, your y squared is having the coefficient of 4. Then multiply the coefficient of 4 with 16. Here, you're going to have 64. So what are the two factors of 64? Such that when it is being added together, I'm going to have negative 65. And when the same factors are being multiplied together, I'm going to have positive 64. Okay. Then I'm going to say 1 and 64. What about the sign? For you to have negative, it shows that what? Here you're going to have negative 1, negative 64. Now look at this. Negative 1, negative 64 is going to give us negative 65. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 64 is going to give us positive 64. don't forget this is 16. And 16, how I got my 64 was that I multiplied the coefficient of y squared, which is 4, by the constant, which is 16. This gives 64. Okay, good. So we are using these two factors, -1, -64. So using these two factors here, I'm going to have for y squared -64y -1y plus 16 equals to 0. So I'm replacing -65 by these two factors, -64 and -61. Here I'm going to have 4, which is common to both sides. I'm factorizing out. Y is common to these two. Then I'm going to be left with what? 1y. So multiplying these two, I'm going to get this. -64 divided by 4 is going to give me 16. So now let's multiply out. 4y multiplied by y gives 4y squared. 4y multiplied by -16 gives -64y. Minus 1 is common to both sides. Here I'm having y -16 equals 0. Now multiplying out here to -1 multiplied by y gives -1y. -1 multiplied by -16 gives positive 16. Now looking at this, y minus 16 is common, right? Factor it out. Here I'm left with 4y minus 1 equals 0. Let's go straight in. Yeah, I'm going to have y minus 16 equals 0, or 4y minus 1 equals 0. So here y equals 16, or 4y equals 1. Dividing both sides by 4, y equals 1/4. Recall that we want to solve for x, and we've solved for y. Then what's the next thing for us to do? Coming back here, I have that let 4 to the power of x equals to y. So 4 to the power of x equals to y. And we're interested in solving for x. So that shows that we're going to plug in the values of y into this equation for us to get the value of x, corresponding value of x. So when y equals to 16, like we got here, we have 4 to the power of x equals to 16. That is 4 to the power of x equals 4 to the power of 2, which is equivalent to 16. Since the bases are the same, then my x equals 2. That's the first value for x. And in quadratic equation, we need to get the two values for the x. Alternatively, when y equals 1/4, okay, we have 4 to the power of x equals to 1/4. Writing this in index form, here I'm going to have 4 to the power of x equals 4 to the power of -1. Since the bases are equal, then x equals -1. So looking at this, you can plug in these two values into this original equation. You're going to get that the two left-hand side and the right-hand sides are equal. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please don't forget to follow, click on the like button, and then share.